Hey everybody, it's Vasky. I'm just checking on you to go through all the answers for our review for our test for Unit 1. So number 1, which of the following statements is true? 3 is greater than 9, etc., etc. I kind of like to write a number line for this. And remember, positives over here and negatives over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are -1, -2, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's +5. So is 3 greater than 9? Well, obviously not, because 3 is here and 9 would be farther to the right. -3 is less than -4. -3, 1, 2, 3 is right here. And -4 would be one more step to the left. So -3 is not less than -4. It's actually greater than -4. 0 being bigger than 8. 8's over here, 0's here, 0's to the left, so no, it's not bigger. And 0 being bigger than -2. That's actually our answer, is letter D. Okay, looking at the next one. Which of the following statements is true? Is -1 bigger than -2? Here's -1. Here's -2. -1 is to the right of -2, so that is true. 6 greater than or less than 5? Obviously not. We kind of know that one. That's what we use every day. These are not equal. -5 bigger than -4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's -5. Here's -4. -5 is to the left of -4, so it is not bigger. Answer for 2 is A. Which of the following is false? 10 greater than -2. That's true. $10 in your pocket's better than $2 in the hole. 3 less than -3. That's not true. +3 is bigger than -3. -2 is less than 2. That is definitely true. And 7 is less than 8. That is also true. So 2 answers for that one. Which values would work for x? And there might be more than one here. X is less than 2. Is -7 less than 2? Yes. -7 is less than 2. If you look at them on a number line, -7's way over here, and +2 is here, way farther left than 2. 3 less than 2, that is false. 3 is farther to the right on the number line than 2 is. 0 less than 2, that is true. 0 is less than a +2, it's farther to the left. And 6 less than 2 is false. So there's 2 answers for number 4, A and C. Which symbol would work for the following expression? All right, we've got a -7 and a -10. Again, number line is helpful. -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10. So here's -7 and here's -10. Obviously, -7 is bigger than -10 because it is farther to the right. It's closer to 0, so A. Number 6, which statement is always true? The absolute value of an integer is equal to the opposite of the integer. So let's look at this. Absolute value of 3 is actually 3. 3 and 3 are not opposites, so that one's not true. The absolute value of an integer is less than 0. All right, so let's look at the absolute value of -2. Is that less than 0? Well, absolute value of -2 is 2. Is 2 less than 0? Nope, 2 is greater than 0. An integer is greater than its opposite. So, for example, is -2 greater than its opposite of 2? No. If I do 2, and I say that's greater than its opposite, which is -2, this one's true, but this one's false. So it doesn't hold true for every case, so it doesn't work. A positive integer is greater than a negative integer. That will always be true. What is the definition of absolute value? It is the distance. Distance is important from 0 on the number line. All right, which statement is true? Absolute value of 10 is 10. That's true. Absolute value of -5 is actually +5, not -5. Absolute value of -10 is 10. That is true. And absolute value of 8 is not equal to 0. It's actually 8. And last but not least, What is the absolute value of negative 5? Well, how far away is negative 5 from 0 on the number line? This is negative 5. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots away. So the answer is 5. What is the opposite of the absolute value of 17? Well, we're going to take the absolute value of 17, and that is 17. This negative is not inside the absolute value sign, so it gets attached at the end. So actually, the opposite of the absolute value of 17 is 17. All right, we're going to continue on here. What letter represents negative 5.5 on the number line? Here's 0. Negatives go to the left. Positives go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. I think that's A. What letter represents negative 1 on the number line? Here's 0. 1 to the left is B. What is the absolute value of negative 62? So, absolute value, remember, is a distance that 62 is from 0 on the number line. So, distance is always positive. So your answer is actually going to be 62 for number 13. 14, what integer would you plot on a number line to represent the opposite of 159? Opposite, well, 159 is 159 steps to the right of 0 on a number line. So I'm going to go 159 steps to the left of 0 on the number line. So the opposite will be a negative 159. Opposite means that you're the same distance away from 0 on the opposite side of 0. Does 0 have an opposite? No. 0 is at the border. He's walking the fence, so there is no opposite of 0. 0 is just 0. It's not positive or negative. Okay? So 0 is just 0 no matter what. All right, number 16. A submarine has 350 meters below sea level, and it rose 175 meters. So writing the expression, I'm going to say negative 350 because it's below sea level, and then I'm going to add 175. So write the number sentence, which I just did here, and the integer to describe the depth. Then it's going to be an answer of, let's see here, negative 350 plus 175 is negative 175. On your Schoology check, you don't have to put the label on it, but normally you would want to have a label, say meters below sea level. All right, number 17. Okay, the temperature was 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it dropped 20 degrees. So I went down 20. Write the number sentence and correct the integers. So I like to add the opposite, same change, change. I'm going to end up 5 degrees below 0. Okay. All right, number 18. Number 18, the highest elevation in Africa is 5,985 meters above sea level. So that is a positive. The lowest elevation in Africa is 155 meters below sea level. So that is a negative. And we want to find the difference between the two. Difference means to subtract. So I'm going to have 5,985 minus a negative 155. I like to do same change, change, and change all my subtraction to addition by adding the opposite. And when you take 5,985 and you end up adding 155 to that, you will get 6,140 meters difference. Okay, that's how much real estate is in between those two numbers. Okay, the next section is just, can you do integer operations and use PEMDAS, or order of operations. The product of negative 6, 4, negative 2, and 25 is, if I can find an even number of negatives being multiplied together, I don't care how many there are, 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. If there's an even amount of negatives in the multiplication problem, then your answer is going to be positive in the end. If there were an odd, let's say this 25 was a negative 25, that would be 1, 2, 3 odd numbers, then it's going to be a negative. So think odds negative, even number of negatives gives you a positive. Evaluate each expression for the given values. Okay, so let's see here. 10 times negative 2 minus 3. 10 times negative 2 is negative 20. And if I do negative 20 minus 3, I get a negative 23 as my answer. Okay, doing the next one, 21. 4 times z. Z is 8. Be careful when you substitute in the numbers. Make sure you do the correct one. And then I'm going to replace the x with a negative 2, and we have to square it. Okay, PEMDAS says do parentheses first. Well, we don't have any parentheses. Then we're supposed to do exponents. I do see a negative 2 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And then it says multiplication and division from left to right. Well, 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 4 is 12. And then I do addition and subtraction from left to right. And 32 and 12 makes what? 44? 44. Okay, I'm going to have to stop this and do another recording so that you guys get all the answers.